and welcome to my page, Curls Like Muertos, Jewellery and more. Today we're going to be opening Softflex kit Dia de los Muertos, which means Day of the Dead. It's a wonderful kit, and we're also going to be opening their bead strand. Their kit looks beautifully like this. This is the beautiful artistic fronting of the package. And this is the beautiful back of the package. It's a stunning package. And I will show you the wonderful bead strand. And we come to be opening both the kit and the bead strand. I do apologise about my coughing. So, let me explain to you a bit about Softflex's kit, their brand, and generally a bit about what you get with their kits. So Softflex have this wonderful website where you can go and purchase their kits every month. They open their kits on the last Wednesday of the month, and honestly they are the most well curated kits ever, and you can make some absolutely wonderful jewellery with them, as I'm going to be showing you today. I'm going to be showing you 3 pieces of jewellery that you could make with these kits. I hope you like the pieces that I'm going to make, and I hope they inspire you to make something with the kits if you have the kits, but also with the items that you can buy off the website from items that they put up on the website from these kits, but also from the bead strand that I'm going to show you, which they also put up on the website. Also, Softflex have a wonderful YouTube page where they show unboxings, they show tutorials. They also have people come online, other designers, who show a variety of different designs, different techniques that you can do with items from Softflex's many of items from their websites and from their kits. You can see everything that is made, as I said, in their playlists on their YouTube page. These are shown 3 times a week, usually on a Monday, a Wednesday and a Friday. Also, Softflex has a Facebook page. It is called, if you give me a second, I'm actually going to have to take my glasses off to read this. It is called Softflex Very Important Beading, and in brackets VIB, and then after Studio Group, and that's on Facebook. So in this Facebook group you can just go and have a peruse about and see what people put in there. You can also ask questions, and there are a lot of very knowledgeable people in there who can answer your questions. You can put pictures up of what you've made, or if you have the kits, they do what are called challenges, which are made with the kits. And at the end of every month, a design is chosen. How to enter these, well, I'm jumping ahead, which I do apologise. When you design these kits, one design is chosen at random at the end of the date of which I'm going to give you for this kit, and you can win a kit for the next month. And the date for this month's kit is, and again I will have to take my glasses off, it is for this month, October 19th to November 25th, and all you have to put on it, on the top, is a hashtag, which is on the content sheet of the kit, and on this one it's hashtag soul. So if you decide to join in the challenges, you have every chance of winning. Everyone does that decides to join in the challenges. So the general requirements are you use basically in your design mainly the beads from the kit, if not in your design wholeheartedly the beads from the kit, but you can use a few beads from your stash. You have to put in the hashtag, and for this month the hashtag soul, and it has to be within the date of, for this month, the 19th of October till, as I said, November the 25th. So good luck to everyone if you decide to enter, and hopefully you'll win. So I think that's everything for the housekeeping of this. So let's turn you down to the mat and get opening this wonderful looking kit, because look at this absolutely stunning artwork. I'm going to be so gentle opening it because I so want to keep this wrapping because it is lovely. It is absolutely perfect artwork. And opening the bead strands, and let's go down to the mat and let's see what's in it. Oh, one last thing. If you purchase the kit, you get this month you get $10 off to use on the website, which will run out on the 31st of every month. So use it up if you get the kit. It's a unique code to the design kits, and the kits aren't just for challenges, they are just used to also be used just for designing as well. So as I was going back to where I was before, that's the end of the housekeeping. Let's get down to the mat and let's get opening this wonderful kit and get designing with it. I'll see you down on the mat. Time to open this beautiful Softflex kit called Dia de los Muertos, meaning Day of the Dead, and also the bead strand, which, sorry, I'm going to leave for you to see. So this is the front and this is the back, and they put a beautiful sticker on it saying thank you for supporting my small business. Yes, Softflex is a small business, and they are such a wonderful small business. They do such a wonderful job, and they get out some of the most amazing kits. So I'm going to put off the beads to the side, and then we're going to go through it. So they put it in that bag, then they wrap it up like this as well to add a bit of extra security. So just give me a minute to cut this open. And we'll get into the meat and potatoes, as they say in the UK, of this beautiful kit. Oh, this should be an interesting kit. So, to start off with, we have Softflex Dark Black Onyx 19 .019 medium beading wire. So that's this beading wire in this lovely dark black wire. And this is the wire, and this is how thick it is. It's a lovely thickness. Right. And this is, I think it's a 10-meter roll. And it's wonderful. Oh, sorry, 10-foot roll, which is 3.05 meters. So this is the roll. So next on the list, we have Softflex 2x2mm sterling silver blackened crimp tubes. So let me find them. Here we go. And you have about 16 of them. So they're very good crimp tubes. They have no seams in them, so they're absolutely wonderful. Then we have gunmetal plated ear wires with ball. So let me find what wonderful bag they are in. There we go. And you get 4 of them. And this is what they look like. So, like a little hook with a little ball on the front. Oh, I think I've gone a little out of focus there. So they just got like a little ball on the front. Then we have a gunmetal plated lobster claw clasp, which has a lovely smooth closure on it. And what a lovely colour that is. Then after that one, we have 10mm white round ceramic bead strands. Oh, look at them. Aren't they lovely? They are great. They have got just that lovely pop of white that'll just give any sort of make just that lovely bang in a make. It's just wonderful. Then you've got 7mm dark pink metallic check glass bead strands. Now I'm going to have to pull you out. Well, I'm going to hold you up close first so you can see these. Then I'll pull you out for you to see them properly, the length of the strand. But look at them. Look at the lovely little facets on them. The facets are absolutely brilliant, and they shine great in my lights. So let me lie them down so you can see the actual length of this strand. As you can see, corner to corner, that's the length of the strand. It's a wonderful length. I'd say that's probably about, probably about 8 inches, 7.5, 8 inches. Then you have a pair of check glass random colour boho flowers. So in this mix, they are purple, like a purple silver wash. With like silver wash on them. Aren't they lovely? And they have a hole drilled just here on the flower, going from one down all the way down to in between, just here. So it's drilled all the way down. So you've got them. Then we have Miyuki nylon beading thread with needle. So we've got these. So it's your Miyuki beading thread. So in this case it's silver. And then you get a pack of needles with a needle threader. How wonderful is that? So if you want to do some bead weaving, that could be an interesting make. Then you've got a custom crystal Halloween bead mix from Star Beads, which is this mix, but we will get into that. I'll open that up and we'll look through it after I've showed you everything. Then we have green sugar skull beads. So let me put these in my hand, and I'll put one on my finger to show it you up close. So you get 8 of these, and this is what they look like up close. Aren't they wonderful? And I love sugar skulls. Day of the Dead is, like Halloween, one of my favourites. Sorry about my arm across the screen. I'm just putting the beads down. I could do anything Day of the Dead quite happily. White and black flower ceramic beads. Now look how pretty these are. Aren't they beautiful? I'm not a flowery girl myself, but I do appreciate these. They are stunning beads. And they've got a reasonable bead hole size. Not too big, but not too small either. And you get 2 of them. Embroidered patches, which is what I'm sure the Miyuki thread's for. So this is what it looks like on the front. This is what it looks like on the back. Aren't they wonderful patches? Then you have check glass green bicone bead strand. Look at that wonderful vibrant colour. And I'd say that's probably about a 7-inch strand. So let's put that up. And then you get 2 random colour Paula Radku dichro beads. Now dichro beads are beautiful. This is what it looks like from the front. This is what it looks like from the back. This is the dichro, and this is just the back side. Now in lamp working, dichro, you can't put actual dichro straight into the heat. You have to put the physical glass side into the heat and keep the dichro side away from the heat, and then lie the dichro onto your actual bead, and then make sure all the glass covers round, the clear glass covers over to the dichro, so the dichro doesn't burn. But these aren't actual lampwork dichro beads. This is a different kind of dichro bead. But as you can see, you get two dichro beads. But if you move them slightly, the dichro slightly changes. Dichro is a wonderful thing. So now let's open the Star Bead mix. I'm looking forward to this. Oh, we've got some stunning little beads in here. So we've got these, which are like little Halloween skulls. We've got one Halloween skull, Dead the Dead skull. Then we've got this one, which is, I'm trying to work out which way up this goes. It's like a painted beads in a like Dead the Dead style. They're wonderful. They're drilled top to bottom. Then we've got a couple of little pumpkins. Little black and orange pumpkin beads. And then we've got a mixture, if I move my mat across, of orange, black, lavender and green 4mm beads. If I pull you out a little bit, and that's what we've got a mixture of. We've got them all in a different little mixture. Now onto the bead strand. We've got such a beautiful little mixture of colour there. So now onto the bead strands. This is the wonderful bead strand, which I'm going to open. Then get my scissors in there. There we go, I've got my scissors in there. So let's pull this off the strand if we can. Maybe I might be better cutting it from the bottom. Cutting off the crimp on the bottom. There we go. Cut the crimp off on the bottom. And just pull the strand out. So, on this little mix, we have two little roses, which, as you can see, let me find the hole, are drilled across the back, so across this way. So they lie, so it's drilled across there. So that's those roses, which are lovely little beads. Then we have two of these lovely little skulls. Which I absolutely love. Sorry about the arm. Then we have two of these orange drops, which are faceted and have an AB shimmer on them. One of which has just decided to go for a jump. Then we have two of these gold plated with black rhinestones in them. Gold beads with black rhinestones in them. They're beautiful. Then we have two blue barrel beads with faceteds on them. They remind me a bit of Amazonite. They're wonderful. I love them. It's like marbled Amazonite. Then we have two yellow beads, which remind me of really dark citrine, like faceted dark citrine. Then we've got two tiny little skulls in whites, which are absolutely lovely. Sorry about the arm across the screen again. Then we've got six orange Heachy spacers, which are in like a rubberized acrylic type material. And we've got these tiny little love hearts, I think they are. Yep. I've got 4 little gold love heart spacers. Then we've got 6 petal daisy spacers. And then we've got 2 black bead caps, which are filigree black bead caps. Like flowery black filigree bead caps. And then we've got the wonderful centre bead, which has got this absolutely beautiful teal and gold patterning on a black bead. So let me pull this forwards for you to show you everything that was in the kit. Sorry if you end up seeing my ring lights. Let me try and tilt you down a bit so you can see the entire kit. This is the entire kit along with the bead strands for the kit Dia de los Muertos, meaning Day of the Dead. So let me make some jewellery with it for you. I will come out and let's see what interesting stuff I can come up with for you then. Time to open the Dia de los Muertos Jessie James bead kit. So here we've got it. It doesn't actually come within the Softflex kit. It is off the actual website like the bead strand is. But let's open it and see what you get in. So let me show you what you can buy. It looks a bit of fun. Looks like a lovely mix. So let's pull it out. Spread it out for you to see. Looks absolutely wonderful. So what have we got here? Let's start with some of the bigger things. If I can balance them on my hand properly. And I'll try and balance one on my finger so I can get them really close up for you to see. So here we go. We've got 4 skulls, and as you can see, they're actually really quite cool. They look a bit like howlite skulls. And as you can see, they've got a lot of detail within it. They've got some silvery grey in it in the howlites. As you can see here, they show off the mouth. They show some detail within the eyes. As you can see on these, you can see all the veining on them. They're really, really cool skulls. Look at all the veining. It's wonderful. The detail is amazing. They truly do look like howlite skulls. They're drilled top to bottom on the skulls, and you get 4 of them. You've got, oh, what have we got next that I can find? Sorry if my breathing sounds a bit raggedy. We've got 6 of these spacers that have got like these silver with gold round them rhinestones. They've got a very large hole, so they'll go over at least 2, if not 2.5 millimeter leather. They're solid black on the inside and around the edge of the rhinestones. They are very, very pretty. They are like resin made with the rhinestones in sets. You've also got trying to make sure. Oh, I found hidden another 2 of those ones I was just showing you. So that's actually 8 of them. They were hidden actually under a couple of things. As you know, I have terribly poor eyesight, so I'm just trying to make sure I pick out everything properly. Just going through them to make sure I don't miss anything. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We've got 12 of these black faceted ones, which seem to have a little bit of a shimmer on them. Seems like they've got, well, as I look at them in my lights, I seem to catch like little flecks in them. I don't know if that's showing on the camera, but it could just be the way my light's catching them, because they don't seem to have flecks, but it's the facets I think on them. But they're beautifully, they're such a really dark black. They're absolutely gorgeous. They're really jet black, but this is really close up. Look how gorgeous they are in colour. So next we have some orange ovals, faceted ovals. And we have 6 of these orange faceted ovals, and they are drilled coming from here going that way, so you go along here, and look how absolutely gorgeous of a colour that is. I know orange yellows, they scare a lot of people making with this colour, but nothing to be scared of. This is a wonderful colour to create with, especially during Halloween. It's a beautiful colour to create with, and it will give such a pop of vibrancy to any design. Now we have 6 cubes in an absolutely wonderful, vibrant, stunning yellow. This is one of those yellows that can look absolutely outstanding in a design. And as I said about the orange, nothing to be scared of. It's such an amazing colour, that it's a colour that can be used to just give you a hint of colour in a design, or can make a design truly outstanding. But these are cubes which, like the ovals, can just be amazing, can give wonderful texture to a design and absolutely wonderful class. So next we have 2 red glittery beads. These are so fun. Honestly, they are fun, and they actually have like a wonderful texture when you touch them. They are they have such a tactile feeling to them. They are quite fun, and I'm not sure if you can hear that as I rub them together. They have such a lovely noise when you rub them together. So now we have 4 deep blue translucent beads. They are faceted and they have that dark blue oceany colour, if you can call oceany a word. It's that sort of depths of the ocean, but they are lovely. They're sort of like the darkness of a cat's eyes. Now we have some translucent faceted green beads, which again, another great colour for a cat's eyes. Just think a cat out in the night and all you can see is her eyes looking at you. Absolutely beautiful. And look at the way they glow in my hands because of my light shining through them. They are wonderful. Look at that absolutely stunning glow. It's amazing. Now we have 4 solid colour green, sort of like a pea green. They are stunning. They've got lovely facets on them and they're a lovely colour. They would look outstanding, I'm sure, yes, and I'm right, with the yellow. So see, yellow isn't scary. And see, even with the orange, just not a scary colour. The orange and the yellow. See, they stood out great with that green. Now, the last of the beads. These have got like a little indent in them here, right in the centre. And they're little hearts. They're drilled top to bottom. You could either leave them how they are, or you get a little flat back or cabochon and put them in the centre. But I think they're quite pretty how they are. But that's up to you. But these, they're quite weighty. And as you can hear, they're metal. But they're lovely. They're gorgeous beads, but they've actually got some heft to them. Now, like I showed you off the bead strand, we got some more of those bead caps. Those filigree bead caps. We've got 2, we've got 4, that's 6, 8, 1, 2. I think I've got some mixed up here. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, I think we've got 9. But let me move one out of the way if I can untangle them. But these are the beautiful filigree bead caps, like flower bead caps. So there's 9 of them. We've got some little clear white beads, which I actually couldn't see on my mats until I picked one up. They're little rondelles, and there's 7 of them. Just double checking I'm not missing any more. No, sorry, 8. I was one hidden on my mat. It's the problem having a cream mat, you can't see them. There's 8 of them, and they are a very lovely opaque white. They're beautiful. Now we've got 2, 4, we've got 9 of these star spacers with the dots on the end, which are great for any design. And last but not least, we've got some wonderful tassels. We've got 2 in black, which are like little flower tassels, which I absolutely love. And then we've got some little tassels in a lovely vibrant pink, which are also absolutely stunning. So let me bring my mat down and show you fully what came out. The oh, let me get the name, because sorry, this name is really hard. Dia de los Muertos, which means Day of the Dead, bead mix by Jessie Jane's Beads, but brought to you by Softflex. Now, as I was saying before, on to the next bit, the jewellery making. Time to make the earrings, and these are the little earrings that we're going to make. So the little wonderful flower that we got in the kit, and from the star beam mix, the little translucent lilac beads dangling off the bottom, 7 of them that are wire wrapped, and on some jump rings, some 4mm jump rings in a little dangle. So this is what we're going to make. Let me lie it down and pull you in a bit so you can see it. So this is what we're going to make. So let me put this off the screen and let's start making it. It's going to be on, they're going to be on a knotted head pin. So we're going to pull off a length of 20 gauge silver wire. So we're going to use nylon jaw pliers to straighten out the wire. Cut off a length of it. I'm just going to zoom you out a bit so that you're not so far in. Cut off the tip so that it's basically, you've got a flat end. Then you're going to get the tip and you're going to put it right on the end, and you're going to wrap down towards your hand, and you're going to do a double wrap. Once you've done a double wrap, you're going to pull the wire up towards you. Then you're going to turn the wire and feed it back through the knot, so it's like that. Pull the wire down towards you, get your nylon jaw pliers, put it up against the knot, get another pair of pliers, put it up against it and pull. So you pull it into the knot, so it's like that. Pull it so it really goes against knot. Don't pull it too hard so you don't mark the wire. And then hold on to the knot and pull out your wire. So you straighten up your wire again. You'll end up with a knot like that on the end. That's your knotted head pin. Carefully flatten out your knots with your nylon jaw pliers, just gently, to make sure that your knot hasn't got any pokey bits in it. If you have to, use the tip of your chain nose pliers. Then, oh, I've got a bead escaping. Then grab your bead, feed your bead onto your wire, and we're doing a wrapped loop. So you want to get your chain nose pliers and bend it over the top. Get your and my brain's gone flat. Get your round nose pliers, put them in. You don't want too big a loop, so you want it towards the end. You want to go up, over. Turn your pliers, so top, bottom jaw goes to your top jaw, under. So you end up with it like that. Change hands, and then wrap down towards your bead to make your wrap loop. And then you just need to cut it off. And you want to do that, and then you want to put your pokey bits in. Push your pokey bits in. I'll do that one more time for you on camera. So again, you want to cut off your end. You want to get it right on the end. Go down, up it down. So wrap towards you, so you get two loops. Push up towards you, take it off, bring it in towards your knots, put it down towards you, so it's like this, so you've got like a small loop. Put your nylon jaw pliers right against your knots. And then pull your wire. So it's right up against your knots. Hold your knots and go down the length of the wire. Feed your bead on. But actually, before you feed your bead on, which I forgot to do, just flatten out your knots. Make sure there's no pokey bits. There we go. Right, and then bend it over the top of your pliers. Bring in your round nose pliers. Up and over. Bottom jaw to top jaw. And then wrap down. And then cut it off. The last one I'll do on camera, and then I will show you how to put it together. Alright, put in your pokey end. Push your pokey end in. Double check it with your fingers. Right, and the rest I'll do off camera, and then we'll come back and we'll do the flower. Right, these are all the beads put together. So you actually have 7 of them in total. So we've got these. So let's put the flower portion together, and then we can build the beads. So this is the flower bit we're going to do. So again, you're going to need 20 gauge wire. So we're going to do it on the spool. So just straighten out your wire, your 20 gauge wire on the spool. Snip the end of the wire to make sure you have a flat end. Slip your flower on. And you find the hole. Bend your wire, because this is going to be a wire wrap loop. So bend your wire. Then get your 6-step bail making pliers. You want to use the smallest step on your pliers. So put it in, up and over, top to bottom and under. Change hands and then wrap it under. Sorry, back on camera, and wrap it under. Do 3 wire wraps. And then take it out. If your wire wraps aren't quite close enough together, get your tool in and push your wraps up. Get it in the loop and push. Turn it over and do the same. Leave this bit of the wire connected for now, as it'll be easier. Put your tool in, bend your wire, and then put your tool in. Up and over. Change the position of your pliers and under. Change hands, and then you have to bend the wire that you've left on, bend it, and then wire wrap down. take your pliers out. Get your cutters, cut it off as close to the flower as you can. Cut off your other one as well. Making sure to hold your wire so it doesn't go flying. Get your chain nose pliers and push your wire in. Making sure to straighten your loops. And do the one at the other end as well. Right, you want one of your loops horizontal to the flower, and you want one, this is vertical to the flower. So just give me a second, one of my bits of wire is still sticking out. I just can't quite see it while it's under the camera. Right, so get 2 pairs of pliers and straighten your loops so you have one that, as I said, is horizontal and one that is flat to your flower. So it is like that. Yes, I know my wire wraps are messy. I will always admit that I've never been very good at wire wrapping, but you can have messy wire wraps. They never have to be perfect. Wire wrapping can be messy or it can be perfect. It depends what you're going for. So as I said, you want one that's flat to the flower, one that's horizontal, one that's vertical. So one that's lying like this, one that's lying like this. So like that and like that. Okay, so so now let's put the dangle together. Sorry about the creaking of my really annoying chair. So you want your flower and you want all your little beads that you wire wrapped, and you want some jump rings. You want 5 jump rings, and you also want 2 sets of pliers. You want some bent nose pliers and you want some chain nose pliers. So let's find the gap in the jump ring, which sometimes is easier to do with your nail because you can just run your nail across it. So let's open the jump ring, open it, and put just one of your little beads that you wire wrapped, put that on it, and then close it. And make sure it's very well closed. And try not to drop it like I've just done. Because then you've got to find the gap in your jump ring again. So now lie that down, get another jump ring, find the gap in the jump ring again, hook that through the jump ring that you've just put on, put one dangle on one side, and put one dangle on the other side. We're basically making a cluster. And then lie it down, making sure you've got the jump ring where you can see it and your dangles are in the right place. Again, find the gap in the jump ring, hook it through the jump ring between the two dangles. So you've got dangles on the either side and you hook it between the two. Put a dangle on either side. Try not to drop it. So back to where we were. Hook the jump ring through the middle, and as I was saying, put a dangle on either side. And then close the jump ring. Believe me, this is a lot easier when you haven't got to look through a camera. And then lie it down. Sorry about the creaking again. Now open another jump ring. I apologise, you do not need 5 jump rings, you need 4 jump rings. I miscounted. But it never hurts to have an extra jump ring in case one's faulty. Because sometimes you do get faulty jump rings. So open this up, put it again between the two dangles. Put one on either side. And then put the bottom of the dangle that is not flat, the one that is horizontal to the, sorry, that is vertical to the flower, onto the jump ring, and then close the jump ring. And that's what you end up with, is that with the dangle. Then get a jump ring with your ear wire, open your jump ring, add it to the top of your earring and close it. Then get your earring finding, open it sideways like you would a jump ring to the side. Get your jump ring, hook it on to the ear wire, turn it back towards where you'd opened it, and then squeeze it backwards, and you end up with a pair of flowery earrings with dangles on them. I hope you like those earrings, and I hope you find them nice and easy to make. Now we'll move on to the next portion, which will be the necklace. Time to make the necklace, and what we're going to do is we're going to have a double strand, and we're going to have where the beads actually move. So this is the generalised layout of the necklace. So we have the leaf at the front with these beads here dangling off the bottom of the leaf, with these beads coming up the side, and double strand. These beads actually move, so you can actually have a toggle where it goes around the back and these beads dangle off the back, or you can have them at the front and all the beads at the front, in whatever arrangement you wish them to have. So you can have it all on one side, so it's asymmetrical. You can have them down separate at the side, so you can have a bit of movement. So it's up to the wearer how they wear it. So let's measure off 2 sets of 30 inches of our beads, and not beads, sorry, of our wire, and let's get making. So let's get our soft measuring tape, put it all the way on the end and measure off 30 inches because it's going to be a 26-inch necklace. So So what we need to do is we need to do 25 inches in the necklace, and that'll be an inch in the clasp. So I'm only going to measure one strand with the measuring tape, and the rest I'm going to measure off this one strand, so they're both even. Best way to measure a strand to get them exactly the same is to measure off the first strand you cut. Also, make sure you have the cutters the right way around, it does help. So, there we go, we've got 2 strands. So, I'm just going to put that aside for now, because we're going to do the dangle before we do anything else. So, you're going to need a piece of 20 gauge wire. You're going to need your round nose pliers. You're going to need both ends to be cut flat, which mine are. You're going to go all the way down to this far end of the loop to make the loop. You're going to put your wire in so you can't see it, you can't feel it. Alright? You're going to turn your loop. Till it touches, and then knock it back. Or if you want, you can just use an eye pin. It's purely personal preference what you decide to do. I prefer to actually use a piece of wire. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use what is called a wire whacker to harden the wire fully, to make it into a strong eye pin. This is going to be a little loud, so I do apologise. This is just to strengthen it as an eye pin. So we're going to put it in, and we're just going to whack down on it. There we go. That's just strengthen the wire. Because of it being an eye pin, you want it as strong as feasibly possible. It doesn't change the shape of the wire, it just strengthens it. Bit like you would with nylon jaw pliers. So now I'm going to open the loop. And I'm going to put on my bead on the end. So it dangles. Bit of dangle on the end. And now I'm going to add my beads on. Ooh, if they don't try and jump. It's like cutting a rose off its thorns and it having a bit of life in it. So now I've got my beads on, I'm going to hold them still so they stay in one place, just to begin with. Bend them over. Get my round nose pliers. Go up and over. Bottom loop to top to the top and under. Just so it goes, and bring it up a bit. And then wrap down towards my bead. You can use tools to do this if you so wish, but 20 gauge wire is pretty soft even after using the wire whacker. Then cut off your remaining wire, making sure to hold the excess wire, and then just push in the excess wire. Straighten up your loop if it's gone off to the side, and straighten up your loop if you need to. Make sure your wire's tucked all the way in so you've got no pokey bits. Now we're going to attach that to, well actually no, for now we'll leave that and we'll attach it right at the end. So now we're going to get our clasp and we're going to get some crimp, and we're going to get a crimp tube. If I can grab hold of one. Slippery little things crimp tubes are. Well, they are to me anyway. Right, what we're going to do, we're going to put the end of the wires up next to each other. I'm going to feed the crimp tube on to the wires. If you have to stagger them to get the crimp tube on, stagger them. Then we're going to feed them through the loop of the toggle. So both of the wires through the loop. Re-level them if they've gone off course. Find where your crimp bead's gone, because I'm sure mine's walked off. There it is, because it's the same colour as the wire. And then feed both wires back through the crimp bead and the crimp tube. Give it a bit of room to move. Which, to be honest, what I'm going to do, this may seem really daft, because I have actually just done this backwards. I was meant to feed them through the other way. Make sure you feed your wires through backwards. So your wires go through front to back, because you want it to look neat on the front. I know that seems weird that when you're doing it, but when it comes to like aesthetics, you want the cutting to be at the back. When you cut your wires off, your excess wire, you want it to be at the back. for aesthetic purposes. Make sure you leave plenty of room for your wire to move on your clasp. Don't leave too much room, but leave enough room. Make sure your wires are even on your clasp. So make sure your wires are like this on your clasp. And then get your crimping tool, put it in the back notch with your crimping tool. Crimp down, turn half a turn and put it in your front notch, and then bring it all the way to the tip and give it a squeeze. And then give it a tug to make sure it's secure. Then cut off the small bits that are left over, not your long wire. Because you'll be surprised how often you cut off your long wire. Because I've done it myself, I've cut off my long wire. Accidentally, without meaning to. Just go over it, make sure your short wires are really closely cut, but not too closely cut. So you should have something that looks like that. Okay? If you haven't got a clasp like this, use whichever toggle clasp you've got. So now you should have two wires coming out like this. Two Softflex wires coming out. So now we're going to feed on 3 Jewelleries in the light green. You will have to pick them up to feed them on. This is a game in patience. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the one side, because both sides are identical. I'm going to pause the camera, do the other side, and then come back and show you the putting on of the clasp and the toggle. This is a very simple pattern. So sometimes you might have to sort of, as you can see, as I'm putting on the beads, some of them don't fit. So I've got my pots here so that I can take out beads if I have to, and go and get another bead, because Jewelleries are not generic beads. So if you wish to use something like other seed beads that have generic holes, you are more than welcome. Now we're going to put on one of the beautiful bicones that came with the Softflex kits. Which I'm actually only putting on one of the lines, because as you can see they don't fit on both. So you've got to work out which one is your outside line. Softflex looks beautiful just all on its own, being one, whether you have them on one or both lines. It's a very beautiful colour wire, which is why I like the pattern of having them on one or both wires. So again, we're back to 3 of the Rochelles. Sorry about the creaking. What has been everyone's favourite Softflex kit so far this year? I myself cannot actually choose. So this bicone, I'm actually going to put on the inside wire. I'm going to chop and change which wire I'm going to put the beads on. So I'm going to put one on the outside, one on the inside, one on the outside. And this is with all the beads I'm choosing. Oh, words are so hard today. I'm going to chop and change the wire I'm going to put all my focal beads on. So the black wire is showing in and out all the way along for a bit of panache in the necklace. Right, that Rochelle is a bit small. So pick another one up out the pot. As I said, it's a bit tried and tested. I do apologise that, like, literally I am having to try and test these beads. While I'm filming for you. But, as I always say, I don't hide nothing. I show you my process, so you can see the true side of jewellery making. So you can see that not everything is flowers, that you do have to try things with jewellery making. Not everything just comes easily. That sometimes you do just have to try other things. So now with this bicone, we're going for the outside wire. And as you noticed when I showed you the pattern, it was colour blocking. But also, it was number blocking. So we've got 3 green, we got 4 purple, and we got 5 orange. So it was sort of adding sort of colour and adding extra number count to it for the excitement of the beads and the enjoyment of the colour of the beads, just to give a bit of fun to the necklace. And I love this beautiful clasp as well. So now we're on to the purple ones. And the purple ones, I think I'm going to put on both strands, rather than like with the green ones where we put them on alternate strands. I think I'm going to put them on both strands. Because they go on both strands. And here we change colour Rochelle's as well. So let's get the other Rochelle pot out. In case we need that one. So is anyone making anything fun with this kit? Have you made anything that's centered towards Halloween? Did you make anything centered towards Halloween with that could be with the last kit? I love the little pumpkins in the star bead mix in this kit. They are wonderful. Little beads with the pumpkins on them. It's absolutely adorable. And I love this bead strand in this kit, this colour. I think the beads are outstanding. They're such a beautiful colour. Sorry about the creaking, I'm leaning forwards to get the beads. What was your favourite bead out of this kit? Or what were your favourite beads if you had more than one? Oh, sorry. I do apologise. Knocking you about here. Did anyone manage to buy the bead strand? And did you enjoy Pacific beads off the bead strand? Because I know that one of my favourite beads off the bead strand was the rose. And the 2 roses off that. I love roses. They are wonderful. No matter how they're made, they're wonderful. And the sugar skulls, we got the green sugar skulls. I love them. I love anything Day of the Dead. I think it's such a beautiful holiday to celebrate. I think the sentiment behind it is such a lovely sentiment. Does anyone celebrate Day of the Dead? Or know anyone that celebrates it? I hope you're enjoying the beautiful pattern that this entails. I really am sorry about all the creaking. I know. I'm just in a way. It's what I do when I make jewellery when I'm on my own. This is. I like to sing and have music on, but courtesy of copyright, I can't do that. So now with the next segment, we're going to like with the green segment, we're going to have beads on the inside and on the outside. So I'm going to put this orange one on the outside. Then we're going to have 3 orange sea beads. So I'm going to change my Jewellery pot in case we have an issue with the beads. And start doing this segment, which is a segment of 5 of the large beads with 3 Jewelleries in between. And straight off we got one that does not fit. Make that 2 that does not fit. For some reason, some of these just do not like to fit 2 wires. Seems these orange ones just do not like 2 wires. Oh, there we go. We've got one down. And the second one. So let's find the third in this section. And there we go, we've got the third in the section. Now we've got to put one on we've got to put one of the main beads on the inside wire. And then 3 more Jewelleries. And that's the third one on the wire. Now, to go on the outside wire, we've got one of the main beads. Now 3 more Jewelleries. Sorry about the creaking as always. That's just me just moving to get a bead. I am going to have to buy a new chair, I think. Oh, but that one doesn't fit. There we go, we got one down. There's a lot of these orange ones that just do not like the 2 wires. That's 2. Oh, I am so sorry for knocking you. And there we go, we got a 3rd down. These orange ones are being a little playful, aren't they? Now, this one goes on the inside. This main focal bead. Is this the inside wire or the out? That one's the outside wire, so this one's the inside wire. So here we go. So now we've only got 7 more beads left until I go and thread the other side off camera, and then I come back and do the other bits, which is putting the toggle clasp on and putting the dangle on for you. Because I don't want you to have to sit here forever with me threading these beads. Because that's going to be painful for you just to sit and watch. There we go, there's those three. So that last one went on the inside wire, so this next one goes on the outside wire. So we've got this one, and then we got the last two seed beads, because no, sorry, 3 seed beads. Oh, they're not, and they are seed beads, but they're called Rochelle beads. Just looking at that one, I know it's not going to go on. You know when you can just see a hole's too small for something to go through? That one. Try and look at the size of the hole on this one. It may go through. Yep. We're lucky, it's gone through on this one. And then one last one on this side. No, that one's not going to go through. And there we go. So this is the pattern that we're doing. So let me bring it up for you. This is the pattern that we're doing. I'm going to go and do that on the other side for you. Then I'm going to come back. I'm going to put this beautiful toggle clasp and this beautiful toggle bar on the other side. And this dangle. And finish the necklace. But rather than you sit there and watch me string all this on this other side of the necklace for the next 41 minutes, I'll go and string it off camera. So I'll be back in a jiffy. See you soon. Now that I've finished stringing the other side of the necklace, so that you haven't had to sit here for an hour and 20 minutes watching me do both sides, we are going to add this beautiful bar side of this toggle clasp, and we're going to add the dangle to this bottom bit of the toggle with a jump ring. So let's do that. Unlike what I said at the beginning, where you could turn the necklace so it would work like this, the necklace will actually only be in one position where it'll be like this, because the beads don't particularly move. So we are going to get a crimp tube out and add it to the other side. So we're going to put it on to the two strands. And I can get both strands in. And then we're going to put it on to the two strands. Oh, and I can get both strands in. And then we're going to put it on to the two strands. And then we're going to put it on to the two strands. And then we're going to put it on to the two strands. And then we're going to put it on to the two strands. And then we're going to put it on to the two strands. And then we're going to put it on to the two strands. And then we're going to put it on to the two strands. And then we're going to put it on to the two strands. And then we're going to put it on to the two strands. And then we're going to put it on to the two strands. And then we're going to put it on to the two strands. And then we're going to put it on to the two strands. And then we're going to put it on to the two strands. And then we're going to put it on to the two strands. And then we're going to put it on to the two strands. And then we're going to put it on to the two strands. And then we're going to put it on to the two strands. And then we're going to put it on to the two strands. And then we're going to put it on to the two strands. And then we're going to put it on to the two strands. And then we're going to put it on to the two strands. And then we're going to put it on Then we are going to add the bar on. So we're going to feed both. Oh, what we're going to do first is we're actually going to level the strands up so that it's easier to put the strands through the bar. And through the crimp tube, which is a lot, sometimes it's easier said than done when you're looking through a camera. Right, so there we go. Through the bar, now back through the crimp tube. So you need to put both through the crimp tube. If you have to, do them one at a time to make life a little easier. Make sure the crimp tube has got plenty of space on it. So it actually can move. So it moves freely. Get your crimping pliers, put it in the back notch and crimp down. Turn it half turn, crimp it in the front notch and then put it right at the front and crimp. Give it a tug, make sure it's secure and cut off the excess little bits of wire. Now you need to work your beads back down the wire towards the bar by just pulling them down evenly. And they'll go through the bar like that. Oh, sorry. So now what we need to do is we need to add angle with our jump ring. So now what we need is we need 2 pairs of pliers. So we need a pair of chain nose pliers, being these ones, and a pair of bent nose pliers. So find the opening in your 4mm jump ring. Hook it through the back of your leaf clasp. hook on your drop, preferably without dropping it, like I've just done. So hook it on, making sure it's going the right way. And then close your jump ring. Making sure your jump ring is closed properly. And there you have, oh, try and do this without showing you my ring lights. There you have one opening at the front of your necklace with some double Softflex showing and beads going up the side of your necklace with the dangle on the front. I hope you like my take on an open front necklace with a bit of fancy Softflex showing. I think it's kind of fun, funky, bit vibrant and a bit playful. And a bit of a Halloween take. I kind of think it's very playful. So, now on to the bracelets. I think you might enjoy what I've got in store for that. So, let's get on to that one. How about it? Alright, we're going to make a double strand bracelet comprising of some ribbon, which is in a teal colour to go with one of the dangles, and a off-white colour to sort of mix with one of the beads in the other strand. So how we're going to do it, so let me zoom you out a bit. Oh, that's a little bit too far. Do apologise. So how we're going to do it is we're going to need some just hypo cement. We're going to need some ribbon crimps. Oh, just let me get you zoomed into exactly the right place. So there we go. And of course, we're going to need ribbon. We're going to make this 7 inches long. And first of all, we're going to glue these two together. So let's put a bit of glue on the end of here to begin with. So add that there. Attach that and hold it together for a few seconds so it starts to attach. Add the glue on either side of the ribbon so we can add the ribbon crimp. Put the ribbon crimp on, which I'm just going to hold in place for a second and grab my chain nose pliers. Make sure it's central and flatten down with my chain nose pliers. and I get it central without everything sticking to me. Because honestly, GS Hypo cement can be really tacky at times. So get your pliers on either side and just push down. You push it down. In this case, it does not matter if it's slightly off centre, because that's sort of what I'm going for. So you can see both sides of the ribbon. Now, push that back up to the top for now. Rub off the GS Hypo cement off your fingers, because honestly, it's really easy to rub off your fingers once it starts to dry. And pull your two ribbons together. Pull them down along the lengths and get your soft tape measure, and you want to cut them off at 7 inches. So hold it up and then just slightly, and just exactly at the 7-inch mark, or just slightly over. So put your finger on the 7-inch mark and the width of your nail, just slightly over the width of your nail. So you want it at 7 and 1/8 you want to cut it. Okay, so cut it at 7 1/8 to give it something to grab onto, for the ribbon crimp to grab onto. That's what you want to do. So now bring your glue back in, and what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to glue them on opposite sides so you get a twist in the middle. Which is absolutely intentional. Again, slightly offset. Bit of glue either side. Something for the ribbon crimp to grab onto. Then get your ribbon crimp and squeeze it down. So now all you need to do is put that off to the side to dry. Put the end back in your glue, otherwise you end up with a ball on the end of your glue. Now what you need to do is go and wash your hands, otherwise you'll end up with hands like this, with the glue all over them. So let's go and wash our hands and we'll get on to the next part. Time to do the knotted strand portion of the bracelet. So to begin with, we're going to get a 6mm jump ring, and we are going to knot this. Just give me a second, I just need to grab my glue. So we're going to knot this and put it onto the jump ring. I'm using a 3mm cord, so I'm just going to knot it lightly and get the glue, and I'm going to glue the cord in place. So I'm going to put some glue on the inside of the cord, and I'm going to pull the cord tight. Then I'm going to put some glue again on the cord and re-knot it, so you have a double knot. And get my pliers and pull that fully through to pull it tight. And then I'm going to gently put this back in, because when you're running out of glue, this can easily go through the actual exterior of this and pierce you. So now that's done, put your glue bag, or your bag with your glue off to the side. Rub your glue off your hands. Right, now feed on your ceramic bead and knot your ceramic bead right up against the ceramic bead. Careful when knotting that you want to get your knots right up against your beads. So I'm going to use ceramic bead. Now I'm going to use one of the spacers at the TGBE kit. We're going to make this 7 inches long. So you want to watch as you're making it. About your length. So again, work your knot down and just push it in. I'm going to pull you down a bit so you can see the knotting. So again, work your knot down. So add on the ceramic bead. I'm actually going to pull you towards me so I don't risk going off screen. And just adjust the camera a bit. There we go. So work your knot in and work your knot down towards the bead and push, making sure you've got some movement in your beads. My advice to you is to have a tape measure laid out in front of you. So just have a soft tape measure laid out in front of you so you can measure the length of your bracelet. So again, put your bead on, knot it and work it down. And then just pull. You can do this with all kinds of materials, and also you can use an awl to help your knots when you're using smaller materials. Sorry about the creaking. So again, up and over, through, loosen the knot if you have to work it down, and then work it down towards the bead and pull. Check against what you're working with, but what I'm going to do before I do that, I am just going to cut this little bit here off. I'm just going to cut it off to the side of my mat because I don't want fluff all over my mats. Right, there we go. So check the length on your mat, on your tape measure. So at the moment we're at 2.5 inches. So add the next bead on. And you just keep working down as you go. Depending on the material you use, you might have to cut little bits off the end to get it through your bead. Sometimes you can glue the end of your material to get it to not fray. That can help, but you do have to wait for your material to not fray, so and to dry. You can use materials like fray check. You can use the GS Hypo cement. I would not advise super glue because that takes a long time to dry. So again, test the length. So at the moment we're at 4 inches. Right, as you saw there, I was a little shy of the bead, and I still am. So I'm really having to loosen the knot to get it down towards the bead. And there we go, we're on the bead now. So now we're at 5 3/4. You've got to always keep checking, because otherwise you'll be just a wee bit too long or a wee bit too short. And a wee bit means just a little bit. Sorry, it's my Scottish heritage being the word wee bit. So now we are at 5 1/2. 5 1/2? Yeah, 5 1/2. It's 6. So one more bead and we'll be at the right length. There we go, we're at the right length. So now we've got to tie onto another 6mm jump ring. It is going to be a little tight trying to tie this on, which in truth I shouldn't have tied that last knot. It should have been tied onto the jump ring. So I've got to undo it, which just involves a bit of finessing with your nails, or you can use a pair of tweezers. As I say, I always show you the true side of everything. Faults, failures, everything. So now, I'm going to feed that through the jump ring. Tie the knot. And make sure it's close up to the bead. And add some glue. So bring over the plastic bag. Add some glue in the knot. Oh, sorry, I know you can hear rattling. It's because I'm so short, I have to have my feet on top of the box. Now on this end, I'm only going to tie one knot because of the way the actual bracelet is. You can't actually get a second knot on this end. So I'm really going to glue the knots. So I've actually got the nozzle inside the knots. And I put some glue on the outside of the knot as well, to really make sure the knot stays in place. Because unlike on the other end, where you could tie a knot and then tie a second knot before you put the bead on, it was a lot easier. So let's move that out of the way, rub the glue off my hands, and then cut off the excess. So this little bit here, cut that off. So now we get to put the bracelet together. So I'm going to zoom you back out. So we've got the 2 strands, and we've got, well, before we actually put the bracelet together, I've got to show you the dangles, because we have got dangles on this bracelet. So I've already put a couple together. We've got a rose and a knotted head pin that has a wire wrap that goes behind to hold the rose in place. We've got a white ceramic bead on a knotted head pin because it's got such a large hole. We've got a little skull with a bead underneath with a with one of the filigree bead caps on the top. Then we've got a sugar skull which we've got to wrap, and a skull which we've got to wrap. So let's get if I can untangle them, I chain those pliers, bend that over the top, chain those pliers and bend that over the top, get our round nose pliers, put it in, up, over and under, and just wrap it down towards the bead. I will never admit to my wire wrapping being perfect. It's one thing it is far from, especially with these head pins. You should always catch your wire, unlike what I have just done. And then our next one is our skull. Up, over and under. Then change hands and wrap down. And then cut off. Now this time I'm actually going to try and catch this bit of wire. There we go. That's how it should be done. You should catch your wire. And then get your pokey bit pushed in. Because we don't want no pokey bits sticking out. Right, so now we can put together the actual bracelets. So, to put together the bracelets, you're going to need some 9 or 10mm jump rings, your preference. And you're going to need a lobster core clasp. You're going to need some extender chain. Oh, and before we carry on, when we do the extender chain, you're going to need to wire wrap a dangle for the extender chain. Sorry about the rustling, it's the way I'm sat. So, we're going to cut off a bit of extender chain, which is going to be 2 inches long. So let me put this up here where you can see. So measure from the end of your tape measure, and then to the link just after the 2 inch mark. I do apologise to anyone that hates people cutting chain, but this is a soldered chain. So there we go, chain done. That was not so painful, was it? I do apologise though if it was. So we're going to bend this over. We are going to grab our round nose pliers. We're going to go up and over, turn our pliers top to bottom and go under. We're going to get the last link of the chain. I'm just going to move these little bits out of the way first though. Last link of our chain and put it through. I do apologise about the colour of my hands. That black black cording and the hypo cement didn't seem to mix on my hands. So put the last link through onto the head pin through the loop and hold. Do apologise about the rattling. And then wrap down towards the bead. Cut off any excess, making sure to hold the wire. Push in the pokey end. And there we go. Oh, sorry, not sure about a bit there. So now we've got all our components. We are going to get the jump rings, find the gaps in the jump rings. We're going to open them up. We're going to put one end on and one end on. Oh. And we're going to add on our clasp and then close it up. And we're going to change to the other side, and we're going to get a jump ring. We're going to open it up. I'm going to get this end, put it through the end and through the jump ring and close it up. And get another jump ring. I'm going to put it through this jump ring and we're going to put on all our dangles. And then close that back up. And make sure it's properly closed. Then we get one final jump ring. And we're going to put the extender chain on, go through the last link of the extender chain, and close that back up. Oh, give me a second. I must have not closed that jump ring properly. my jump rings does not close properly? What's this one? I seem to be not closing one of my jump rings properly. I do apologise. Just let me pull it up to my face so I can make sure it's definitely closed properly. I'm just double checking all my jump rings are closed properly. Because, as you know, my eyesight's a little off. Right, now I can clasp it together and put it on the mats. So here we go. I've got a double strand bracelet with dangles, little frilly for Day of the Dead. Oh, let me try and get it all in focus for you. So there we go. The chain up. There we go. There is a Day of the Dead bracelet. And I hope you enjoyed the making of that, even with my slight bit of fumbling, as I always do. I hope you enjoyed that. And I'm going to turn your face up and show you what we made today. Thank you for watching me unbox Dia de los Muertos box by Softflex, which means Day of the Dead. It was such an amazing box. I made 3 pieces of jewellery with it. I hope you liked what I made. Let me show you what I made. So I made this necklace, which was made up of the star bead mix, the strands, which came in the kit. Oh, sorry, I'm holding this a little low. So I made it from the, let me have a look, the check glass green bicone bead strand. I made it from the, what other bead strands were there? I made it from the orange beads out of the custom crystal Halloween mix from Star Beads, and I made it from the 7mm dark pink metallic check glass bead strand. Then on the bottom I had the Dico dagger, the teal sugar skulls, I had the flower, that's twisted the wrong way around, the flower off the bead strand, the large bead off a bead strand. I had a toggle clasp out of my own stash. I used a double strand of the jet black onyx Softflex, which goes through both sides, so it goes all the way around. And here and here, the bicones and the orange beads alternate on the wire, and here it goes, all the beads go onto the wire. And then we had 8O Rochelle's. So I hope you like this necklace, because it was fun to make, and it's a bit of fun to wear. It unhooks here, and I just think it's a really fun necklace in general. So next we have a pair of earrings made with the purple flowers that came in the star bead mix and the lilac beads that came in the star bead mix. So you've got 7 beads on the bottom that are done in a little dangle, and then just the flowers with the silver wash on the top. Just nice simple earrings, but with a big impact. Kind of nice, simple, just a bit of fun. Then last but not least, we've got a very simple bracelet. Well, simple in itself, but not always so simple to make. So on one strand, we've got the white ceramic beads. Then we've got the rondelles from the Jessie Jane's bead mix, which you can get off the website. These are acrylic black rondelles with silver rhinestones inside. Then you've got a double strand of 10mm silk ribbon, which is white and teal. Then you've got some dangles. On the dangles, you've got a black skull, you've got a sugar skull, which came in the kits. You've got a little ceramic bead. You've got a flower that came on the bead strand. You've got a little white skull with a black bead that came in the star bead mix, and you've got a little bead cap which came on the bead strand. And then you've got a 2-inch chain, extender chain, with a little black bead that came in the star bead mix on the end. So that is everything that was made today. I hope you enjoyed what was made, and I hope that you enjoyed watching me make it. Even though I left in all my blunders, all my funny bits, and showed you the true side of jewellery making, that it isn't all about perfection, that it is about making mistakes as well as your triumphs. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you will like, comment, share and subscribe. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you again. Thank you. Bye.